Your girl J Rene with Hip Hop Humanism and Hip Hop Humanism Radio. I hope that you are doing well. I have the opportunity to sit down with one of Philly finest, if you ask me, BL Shirelle. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hi, everybody out there. How y'all doing?
I'm doing very well, and I hope my people are as well. So we're going to jump right into it. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is BL Shirelle. I'm a songwriter slash artist. I'm also deputy director of Die Jim Crow Records, which is the first nonprofit record label in the United States for formerly and currently incarcerated people. So that's who I am right now. If you're going to get into the backdrop, that's a different story. But that's who I am today.
Okay, for sure. That's what's up. Congratulations on your achievements.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I have an album out right now called A Side of Troy. It's amazing. It's been covered by, everybody. So, check it out. I don't want to toot it too much, but if you check it out, I'm sure you'll really enjoy it.
All right, go ahead and toot that. I encourage y'all to go ahead and check that out. So let me ask you this. When did you first fall in love with hip-hop?
Very young age. I would say I was officially in love by probably 7,
Okay.
8.
Okay.
I had my sister's dad. He loved Tupac. He loved Capone and Noriega. He loved Wu-Tang. So by the time I was 8, I probably had all of Tupac's discography up until that point down by heart. So I was in very early on.
Yeah, one of the first CDs that I ever got growing up was Tupac, Strictly for My Niggas. I don't even know if I was supposed to have it, but I know I had it.
Yeah, I'm sure you wasn't.
Right,
The first CD I ever bought, like actual CD, was Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers.
Oh, wow.
And I was very, very young. That's the first actual CD I purchased with my own money was Wu-Tang.
Right. Yeah, hip-hop was definitely different back then. So that leads me to my next question. What do you think about the power of hip-hop in our communities?
I think that the power of hip-hop is good and evil. And one side is reflective of the current state of events, and it's reflective of our voices, being amplified, and that can go either positive or negative. And when you combine it with social media, I think that that's where the toxic, because we've always, had negative, things in hip hop, right? Glorification of street life. But when you tie it to the internet, I think that that's what separates real life from virtual reality. And it blends the two. And I think that we are at a crossroads right now in a lot of urban communities where real life is indeed getting blended with virtual reality because they have, Grand Theft Auto been out for so long. When we used to play Grand Theft Auto, we knew it was a video game,
Right.
The difference now is, that instant gratification, for instance, let's just use Grand Theft Auto as an example. The instant gratification of, pulling somebody out of their car, shooting them, jumping in the car, and you get those points, right? You get those points. I feel like it has transferred into real life instant gratification. When you do something negative, you get those points. So over years and years of blending the two, I don't think we're in the greatest places, but I do, as always, as black people, we may be decades late to the party when we realize we're being set up, but we always realize it and we always try to correct it. So I have faith in my people.
Okay, for sure. Me too, girl. I know we definitely can get some things achieved. It's all about us. But that leads me right into my next question. So does knowing this power of hip hop and how the internet is and the instant gratification, does that affect or determine the type of artist that you are? And if so, in what way?
So it didn't, because I have a story that's my truth. I served 10 years in prison. I got in a shootout with the police. This all is real. I've been shot. I've been I've been poor.
Right.
I've been, raised by, people who were in the drug activity, and I was selling drugs by the time I was 12. So I had no problem in speaking my truth, and I still don't. I still speak my truth. However, I will say Elliott as my favorite woman MC, and if you listen to me, you would be like, "How? That doesn't even correlate." Because I'm right, you know, if you hear my music. But the reason why is because Missy has made me feel good hundreds of times.
Gotcha.
And that's not easy. I make music that I usually tap into emotional trauma. I usually tap into mental trauma. Not intentionally. I'm just speaking my truth, and it make you feel that shit, right? So I'm very impressed with a person like Missy who can make you feel good a million times over. So it's like if you're a songwriter, if you're a true songwriter, you should be able to create any type of setting, any type of element, and you should be able to still make people feel. So moving forward, I'm looking to challenge myself a little further, past trauma, past pain, past violence, and I'm looking to get a little bit deeper into my songwriting bag to see if I can indeed also make people feel good just from making music. So it's an interesting, especially when you actually become happy. It's like, okay, what am I just keep talking about the same shit being in the penitentiary 10 years ago? So I'm at that place now, and I do feel a sense of responsibility to the community to I guess paint my picture in a more pleasant way. That's a bad word to use, but a more positive way. I've never been a glorifying person. I don't glorify, but I'm very introspective, and I definitely talk about violence, and I definitely talk about the streets, but it's more introspectively. It's not like, yeah, I killed this nigga, and it ain't all that. But I'm still looking to even get past that and see what's on the other side of that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's taking a toll at this point.
All right, well, we definitely looking forward to that. We're going to keep our eyes open. So, keeping on the music, of course, what song changed your hip-hop life?
I got a lot, but the one I'm going to go with is Beanie Siegel, What's Your Life Like?
Oh, wow.
When I heard that song, I just remember being on the floor, like, in front of my stereo and listening to it, and, like, it took me on. And I had already been in placements and shit, I feel like, by that time. Or I was on my way. But the way he was describing prison at the time, I was just like, what the like, what? Like, I can't even think of what he say. We say, what you know about getting and shitting balloons, keep switching positions in a visiting room, gotta take X-Flex, hope you get in in time, gotta shit in your palm just to get the heroin. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. Okay. And then he said, they got you stuck in the can. White man got you fucking your hand. Your wife fall in fucking your man. I mean, it was like, I was like, damn, like that shit fucked my head up. Cause he was like, you talking about your life is this, your life is that, your life ain't shit. Your life is whack. I felt like I was like an ear. I was listening to that shit like, whoa, like this is different. Like my hair was like standing up one time. I had goosebumps the whole song. So probably What Your Life Like means. That John is next level.
Yeah. And I don't think nobody can say that it's not. And if they do, they don't know what they talk about, so it don't matter no way.
Hey, it's the best song about prison ever. Like, and I got one that's great, Conspiracy. That shit ain't touching What Your Life Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people that have tried, but I think he has the best, record about prison of all time.
Well, shout out to Beans for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Beans.
All right, so let me tell you about General Steele. I got the opportunity to do an interview with him, and one of the things that he said to me and resonated with me that pretty much changed my whole perspective on everything, he was like, hip-hop is in the hood. So with that being said, what are your thoughts on that, about hip-hop being in the hood?
I think it originated there. I think that it's very much so oversaturated, and there's a lot of people that's not from the culture that, have quite frankly hijacked it. We could use, Tekashi 6ix9ine, for example. He was backed by Lucius Graves Jr., one of the most powerful people in the music industry. Once again, that's the power of the internet and the algorithm, So, we've had a lot of big money come in and saturate the game and saturate, the culture. So it originated here, and the depths of it and the soul of it will always be in the hood. But hip hop is the number one genre in the world, so it's now pop music at this point.
Yeah, it has. But like with it being in the hood, one of the things he was highlighting is, it's good to do things in other places, but if you originated from the hood, you got to remember to come back to the hood. That's what the real hip hop is. You got a lot of artists that make it big and they kind of forget where they come from.
But then you got Boosie, who said most rappers who get killed in their own hood, get killed in their own city, and that tends to be true as well. You got Keith, he out in LA somewhere. I mean, he's still alive, but most of the Chicago rappers, like FPG Duck, you know what I mean? He stayed in Chicago. He wanted to stay in his city, and he's dead. So there's a thing where a lot of times the same people that watched you, everybody roots for you until you actually make it. That's just how the hood is. It don't matter if it's rap or if it's, a regular job or whatever, like everybody, the hottest motherfucker, even me. Like, I got people, the hottest woman ever, hottest bitch ever. Ain't no bitch fucking watch shit. She's fucking with most niggas. But then when they see when I take another level, another step up, the support is not there from them as much anymore, because they want to see you get to a certain point, but they don't want to see you, surpass them. And that's just how the hood is, It's not even personal or anything like that. So it is, you gotta kind of feed it from a long hand spoon, kind of like how Meek Mill do it, I guess, where he'll do some turkeys and shit like that, you know what I mean? But it's kind of with a long handed spoon so that he don't get tired and then wind up
better
killed
as a people.
City.
We definitely got to do better as a people for that to even, be our reality. Is sad, So
yeah, it really is. It really is. But I mean, it's the reality. So people always say, "Yo, why didn't they get bodyguards? Why didn't they move out of the hood? Why did they stay?" Because they had a loyalty to where they was from, and that loyalty is not loyal back. The streets are just not. They're not loyal back. So there's you gotta know when to go. You gotta know.
Gotta know. That's for sure. All right. So tell us how you started your nonprofit, and why is it important? I think it's really dope. Like you said, it's the first of its kind. So definitely congratulations again on that. But
thank you.
Yes, most definitely. You're welcome. But where did that start from? Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I have a partner, my ED, very young. It was actually just an idea for an album, so it wasn't supposed to be a whole organization, record label, or any of that. It was an album, and I was incarcerated still. I was in SCI Muncie. I had did something called a TEDx where I performed, and he saw me perform, and he liked whatever I did, and he hit me and was like, "Yo, I'm working on this album called Die Jim Crow, and it's about mass incarceration, and we just want to take them through every genre of music, rock, soul, bluegrass, rap, R&B, gospel, chanting, Indian, Native American, ritual, everything. And through this course, we talk about from Jim Crow to mass incarceration to the process of prison, solitary confinement, giving birth in prison. Like, he wanted to touch every single topic. In one album, and I thought it was super dope. So I wrote a couple songs. I wrote a song called First Impressions, which was about your first impressions of actually going in prison, how it feels like first stepping in. And then I wrote a song called Headed to the Streets, which was about the anxiety of getting out, because you're not just happy to get out. When you do an extended period, there is other emotions that go along with it. So I wrote him these two records, and he loved them. Paid me for them. When I got out, I shot the video for Headed, and we started, diving through these recordings that we got from these different prisons, and we had so much material, but all of it didn't fit the narrative of the album. So the question was then, okay, well, what do we do with this extra stuff? Do we just send it to their families? I mean, do we just, because it was such great music. The prison is where the ingenuity is at. Prison is where the creativity is at. I mean, you got to be creative to eat. You got to be creative to do any fucking thing you want to do in there. So it was like, no, I think we should find a way to put it out. So we became a nonprofit. And when we became a nonprofit organization, we was, trying to find ways to, put the music out. And we had band directors in each prison because we've been to multiple states, about 7 states at that point, and we had built great relationships with people, with these people. And we had band directors in each prison. And, the bond was so strong that it was like, these is our family, like these is our folks. These is like they on the team too. Like they're just as pivotal to what we do as us. So we just made it a label and took our band directors and by their lead, started rolling out projects. Which our first project that's coming out is coming from a prison called Territorial that's located in Colorado, and they are indigenous group. There's a lot of indigenous people, and they're awesome. Americana group. It's not rap. It's not none of that. Because we want to show that we're well ranged and the music is beautiful and raw. And our band director, his name is Michael Tennyson. He's a beautiful person, but he's in prison for killing 5 people. So through the course of this album, it's so much honesty and so much rawness. He's been incarcerated for about 30 years. And it's beautiful. They do all the music. They do all their stuff inside. We just come in and we are on a strict time schedule, and we might have 7 days to record everything they got. And we just come in and we just work for 7 days. Everybody forget where they at. I think I'm back in prison. I'm buying chips and shit off the inmates. You know what I'm saying? But everybody else, is locked into the studio, and we just create magic. And then we do a lot of work in post. So that's how it became a label, just from having a lot of excess material and having a bond with it and thinking it deserved to be out.
Wow, that is so dope. That is so dope. Again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Forward to seeing more. So yeah. So what's in your future plans? What more can we expect?
Right. So we have like I said, we have the Side of Troy coming out. I mean, that's already out. We have Territorial coming out, and then we have my first executive producing credits from a wonderful artist named B. Alexis. She's a rapper. She's from South Carolina. She's serving 30 years for murder. She's been down since she was 17 years old, and she is super dope. She is like, she has the voice and like the cadence of like a Meg Thee Stallion, but she's talking like Pac and like Scarface. Like she's, bro, she is everything. So right now, because I went in, I recorded with her for about a week. I got all her records, and right now I'm adding live instrumentation to them, and doing stuff like that. The beats are already like bomb. I brought my producer in there. So I'll have my first, full executive producing credits probably around fall 2021. And my goal is to make it, even better than Masada, which is not an easy feat because my album is great. So it's not an easy feat, but that's what I want to do. After that, we got a rollout for another group that's from South Carolina called The Masses. It's a multi band, a rap crew. They're like the Roots meets Wu-Tang. Okay. They're like dope in their own right. They got their own whole genre, their own whole sound. They're amazing, yeah. And we have them coming up, and then after that, I have also one of a lady that I was actually in prison with. Her name is Miss Naomi Brown Wilson. She was serving a life sentence. She did 37 years, and she was commuted. And we're working on the project with her. She has an amazing voice. She used to draw like hundreds of people to the chapel every week when she was in prison. And it's just so surreal to be able to be like working with her now on the outside, when I was like inside with her, and she was serving life, and she was like I looked up to her musically, and I'm just like, wow, we're actually out here and we're doing this shit, you know? So those are the things that I have to roll out as far as Dodge and Crow. I got some things cooking up, hopefully with Kwame. I want to score a book. That's that's one of my goals. I want to score a book. I'm not gonna get into too many of our plans because I don't know if you're listening. You know what I mean? But we got some shit cooking up on that end, and I plan to just, I guess, step up a little bit more in the executive role, do a lot more executive producing. Also trying to, push my pen further, get some licensing deals and all that. I'm going to be all over. I'm just working. Right now.
Right. This is the year of hard work for sure.
Absolutely.
I thank you so much for sitting down with me. Before you go, let the people know how they can connect with you on social media or through email.
For sure. So my email, and by the way, we write every single prisoner that write us, we write them back. We have that obligation. So that's in our value system. So my email is b.shirelle, that's SHIRELLE @diagempro.com. If you want to support me, you can go to my Instagram, which is BL again, BLSHIRELLE. Everything is there. My link tree, whatever. If you want to buy merch, support any of the efforts that we, raise money for. We raised $30,000, putting over 25,000 plus masks into 15 different state correctional facilities across America. So we do a lot of other philanthropic initiatives. So if you want to help out, definitely support us. The website is www.diagempro.com. And I'm on Facebook as BL Shirelle, Twitter, all that stuff. Twitter where I get my shit off. So if you like sensitive and all that, don't come on my Twitter. That's where I like to talk about shit. You know what I mean? That's where I like to talk about shit. So stay away from my Twitter if you one of them, that's real sensitive. But outside of that, I would definitely appreciate you guys' support. We have a monthly benefit that we do digital. We have a digital show that we do every month. You guys are welcome to join. It'll be on the Dodge and Crow Instagram or on my Instagram as well. So just follow me. If you're down for the cause, I appreciate it. And if not, then just watch us do what we do. Watch us make change.
All right, for sure. BL Shirelle, again, I thank you wholeheartedly for sitting down with me and letting me ask you some questions. So your fans.
Thank you for having me.
So to get your name out there, you're doing some awesome things, and I definitely know that 2021, you're going to be even more awesomer, if that's the word. If it's
the word. You said it. It's a word. Fuck it. Yeah. We going.
Anybody that's listening to this, you'll be able to look below to find some links to link with BL Shirelle and some of the acts that she put down. So we appreciate you and we love you. And
thank you. Love you.
For sure. It's your girl, J. Rene.